Welcome back to Starting a Business Simplified. I'm your host, Suzy Wraines. In this episode, I want to talk to you about how serious are you in starting your own business? There's people out there, and I've had conversations with clients, with other entrepreneurs, and many times there's a transition between when you're thinking about starting a business and maybe you're still working a full time job. And when you get started and you start to do things, so maybe you're taking action, some of the episodes that I've shared previously of what action steps you can take to get started, maybe you've started doing some of that. There's another level that you get to when it comes to getting serious about your business. So that it goes from idea, oh, this is a good idea. I think I want to start a business. This is what I would like to do. So this is how it looked for me. I'm going to use myself as an example. I always do because I know me best. So here's my example. When did I get serious about my business? I got serious about my business after I had the idea that I knew I wanted to do. So for those of you that have followed me, you know that I actually started in corporate, was in the Army as a medic, left the Army, went to veterinary medicine, left veterinary medicine, got my coaching certification, life and health coaching, and I wanted to be a health coach. That was what I thought I wanted to do. So I started a business with that in mind. I was thinking about, I'm going to do habit coaching, help people with their health habits. And I started to do that and I realized it's not what I wanted to do. And so I didn't get serious about it. I just kind of started with the idea. I didn't have a domain. I didn't have anything set up. I didn't have bookkeeping set up. I didn't have an offer or services that I was providing. I didn't really have anything set up. It was just an idea. So then 3 years later, I went back to work. 3 years later, I actually had this really burning desire, passion for helping women start their own business. And when that happened is when I wrote my guide, the workbook that I wrote. That's when I got serious. That's when in my mind I said, okay, this is an idea that I can stand behind, that I want to do, that I'm going to do everything that it takes to be successful. And I'm going to say that again, everything that it takes to be successful. That's when I got serious. And I said, okay, now I need to show up, take inspired action towards this ultimate goal of helping women start a business. And I hadn't actually decided yet exactly the type of client I wanted to work with. That came later, but I was serious and I was ready to put this in writing. In writing, meaning now I'm going to get a domain. I have SuzyWraines.com. That's where I started from because I wasn't sure. So I used my name, and you can do this. You can use your own name to get started. Sole proprietor, SuzyWraines.com. That's what I started with. But my idea stayed the same and I was just evolving it. And so what made me serious is I started getting serious with what I was telling people. I knew that I wanted to help women start a business with business planning. That was just the structure start. And so I started to create that identity for my business so I could tell people this is what I do and this is who I am and what I do. And so that started me down the path of I am a business owner and I owned that identity. I said, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I have my own business. Business Simplified was the idea I had for the name. I had not yet became Business Simplified LLC. I hadn't set up an entity. I didn't do that yet. But in my mind, I was Business Simplified. That was my business. And every single day, I got serious. I sat down at my computer and I outlined what I needed to work on. I started setting up social media accounts. LinkedIn, I'm going to share with you. LinkedIn is a really good one to get set up on with your business information. You don't have to have a business page, but just in your own personal profile, if you're able to do this, if it's not going to conflict with your current job. So I don't want you to put yourself in jeopardy. If your current job if having your own business and doing things on the side is going to conflict with your job and they track LinkedIn and they have a presence on LinkedIn, then I want to advise that you ask for permission. Is it okay if I do this? Because I don't want you to get in trouble with your current employer if you're posting things on LinkedIn. But for those of you who have it's open and you can use LinkedIn, it's no big deal. LinkedIn is a great place to put your business information. So in your personal profile, you can put down what is it that you do. For me, now I know because I've gotten more streamlined, I help women medical professionals with step-by-step instructions on how to start a business. And I have that in my LinkedIn profile. And then you can start putting, what if you have a website, if that's something you've done already, the beautiful thing about LinkedIn, you don't have to have a website. You can use LinkedIn as your way for people to get to know you. So fill out your profile with all of your business information, what you're doing, who you are, how you help people, all of that stuff. And for some reason, and I don't know if it's changed, but if you Google yourself, Google your name, your LinkedIn profile pops up. I don't know what it is, why it happens, but I worked with a LinkedIn coach and she shared that with me. And I was like, that's beautiful. You don't have to have a website. Just fill out your LinkedIn profile with all your business information, who you are and how you help people, who do you serve, how do you serve them, information, and boom, when people Google you, the LinkedIn profile shows up because it's your name. So that's one key thing that you can do. The other thing is start identifying how you want to show up. So if you're currently using a Gmail account, so say you have xyzhealthcoach@gmail.com, or like for me, if I would have had Business Simplified at gmail.com, that isn't as professional as having one that's Suzy at SuzyWraines.com or Suzy at businesssimplifiedllc.com. Now, you don't have to go out and get a domain if you're not sure what you want to do yet. But I will tell you that if you do, if you know what you want your domain to be, and your domain does not have to be the name of your business. The domain can be, and that's the .com or .net or whatever. It can be whatever you want it to be, whatever you want to identify it as. Doesn't have to be the name of your business. Right now, mine is my name. That's what I decided. So if you want to have a domain, then you can go get one. There's a lot of sites that sell them. They're all over the place. There's lots of different ones. I'm not even going to list them because you can just Google it. Just Google, how do I get a domain? Boom. And you'll get a whole list. So it's up to you how you want to do it. If you do decide that you want to purchase a domain, then once you have that domain, get an email address that matches it because that immediately gives people a professional sense of who you are. That way, when you give out your email, you already look like you are completely set up as a business. I know it seems weird, but I see so many business owners that they've been in business for 2, 3, 5 years, and they're still using a Gmail. And I'm not saying that it's anything against using it at gmail.com, but I will tell you this. I just recently purchased a new computer, brand new to me. Everything was fresh and new. And by having my business set up in a Google Workspace has my domain. It was incredibly easy for me to just turn on the new computer, go to Google Chrome, and log in with my info@SuzyWraines.com, which is my email that goes to my business. And everything, all my bookmarks, all my documents, everything for my business is right there. So at the time of this recording, it's less than $8 to have an email address with a Google Workspace. They're basic stuff. They could change it. I'm not going to say that the pricing is going to stay the same, but at this time of recording, we're in February of 2024. It's less than $8. For less than $8, if you have a domain, you can have a professional email that goes to that domain. And it's connected to your Google Workspace. You now have a business back office for less than $8 a month. And everything you do in your business can be in there. How serious are you about having a business? Are you ready to set it up and tell the world, I'm a business owner? That was the first step that I took. I got my Google Workspace, I bought my domain, and attached it to my Google Workspace. And any of you guys, this is on my website, so I don't mind sharing it. Info at SuzyWraines.com. That's my email that's attached to my business. And I get emails all the time from people that are reaching out, wanting to work with me and stuff like that. That's it. And I had a business back office. You can do everything that you need to do in the Google Workspace. So I asked this question, how serious are you? Because it's going to take time. Everything's going to take time for you to build as a business owner. But if you've already committed, like I did 2 years ago, and I said, I'm a business owner and I'm a business foundations coach and I help women start their business. I'm helping them with step by step how to get started. Once I solidified that, I started creating my business, my actual assets. These are all the things that I've created. This podcast is an asset for me. Every single episode that I've recorded, I own. It's a copyright for me. It's my business. It's my asset. It's my property. So once you get serious and you know what your business is and what your services that you provide, you can start building it. Get a Google Workspace. That way you have everything. It's all backed up. It's in the cloud. It's saved for you. You can get organized. You can get an email address that goes directly to your business. Then that's the beginning. That's how you can get serious, is just get started. I've been coaching several clients recently, just getting them set up with that. They're doing all of their foundational work with me, but that's the first thing that I have them do. So I'm giving you this as a free tip. If you're serious and you have all the stuff that's set up the way you want it to, get yourself a professional email, get yourself a good workspace. Now, I told you about the Google Workspace because it's what I use and it's what I like using. You don't have to use it. If you want to use Microsoft, Microsoft has Drive. Drive. What is Microsoft? What do they call that? OneDrive? Yeah, OneDrive. Google's Drive. Microsoft is OneDrive. Similar concept. It's basically you just set up an account with Microsoft if you want to use the Microsoft Suite, Microsoft 360, like there's all kinds of things that you can do. My point is, get your business set up in a place that you can grow from, where everything is together in one place, where you can get email communication, you can get messages, you can set up all of your documents because you're going to need documents. You're going to need legal things. You're going to need contracts. You're going to need all the things that go into being a business owner. It's going to require you to have a place to save everything that's going to be safe and a place that you can find it in the future. And with technology the way it is, there are so many options you have out there. Google and Microsoft are just two of them. I know Apple has stuff, but I'm not an Apple user, so I can't speak to what it has. But they have something similar, I'm sure, where everything syncs together. It syncs to your phone, it syncs to your laptop, it syncs to your computer, your tablet, whatever you got going on, so that you can be proficient in your business. If you have any questions around this, please reach out. I'm happy to talk about it. If you have not joined the Starting a Business Simplified podcast listener Facebook group, I would love to have you there. You can ask me questions in there, have conversations. I'm going to be doing teachings and mini classes and things like that. So if you have not come to the Facebook group, click on the show notes, get into the Facebook group. I would love to have you there and start networking with other entrepreneurs and business owners. So I will leave you with this, the takeaway. Are you serious about starting a business? Are you ready to take that step and get started and get things created? What are the steps that you're going to take to move forward with your dream of having a business? And as always, keep it simple.